गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन, नमस्कार। इट इज़ वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट कि मैं ये वीडियो बना रहा हूँ, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अब समय आ गया है कि मैं ये वीडियो बनाऊँ, देश के लिए भी और मेरे लिए भी। मैं अपना हित पहले देख रहा हूँ और मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि पिछले 1 साल में जितने भी पुरुषों की मृत्यु हुई है, अगर हम में से कोई भी कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहा है इसके ऊपर, तो एटलीस्ट कोई तो ऐसा हो जो खुल के इसके बारे में बात करे। So I want to talk on this topic of how the Atuls of the country are being killed. And I am not trying to create any kind of sensation here, nor I am backing on the death of a person. मुझ में तो इतनी काबिलियत और हिम्मत भी नहीं है कि मैंने उसका वो वीडियो देखा हो। शुरू किया था 10-15 मिनट में ऐसे लगा जैसे मेरी कहानी चल रही है और मैंने वो वीडियो बंद कर दिया। तो नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट पार्ट। बट ये अतुल वर्ड का यूज क्यों कर रहा हूँ आपको बस 2 ही मिनट में बता दूंगा। However, the main agenda is to highlight how our judicial system has become a foolproof way of killing men. And I am very sure about this, like there is no doubt. पिछले 4 साल से मैं अलग अलग कोर्ट में अपने चप्पल घिस रहा हूँ। फैमिली कोर्ट, सेशन कोर्ट, मजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, जितने भी कोर्ट आप महाराष्ट्र में सोच सकते हैं मैं हर जगह जा चुका हूँ। अब बस सुप्रीम कोर्ट बाकी है, बस वहां जाने वाला हूँ। तो टेक्निकली मैं जो कह रहा हूँ वो एक्सपीरियंस के साथ कह रहा हूँ। तो आई होप दिस वीडियो रीचेस द राइट ऑडियंसेस एंड इस वीडियो से एटलीस्ट कुछ लोगों की जान बच सके। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई गिव अ वेरी क्लियर डिस्क्लेमर बिकॉज अनफॉर्चुनेटली सोशल मीडिया में डिस्क्लेमर देना बहुत जरूरी है। दिस वीडियो इज ट्रिगरिंग। आई विल टॉक अबाउट things that are happening in courts right now, in police station right now, which you are not aware of, and how easy it is to abuse law. I might accidentally teach a few wrong people, कुछ गलत लोगों को सिखा दूंगा कि सिस्टम को कैसे मोड़ा तोड़ा जाता है। बट 5-10 हज़ार में कोई भी लॉयर आपको ये सिखा देगा, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आपके 5-10 हज़ार का मैं बचत कर रहा हूँ, बाकी तो आप ऐसे ही सीख जाओगे। इट इज एक्सट्रीमली ट्रिगरिंग। सेकंड, इस प्रेजेंटेशन में मैं कुछ स्क्रीनशॉट्स और कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स और फोटोग्राफ्स और चैट्स क्लियरली दिखाने वाला हूँ। मेरा मुद्दा ये नहीं है कि मैं किसी के ऊपर लांछन लगाऊं या इश्यूज क्रिएट करूं, बट टू पुट द पॉइंट अक्रॉस इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड आई एम नॉट अफ्रेड बिकॉज व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग इज ट्रूथ एंड आई एम टॉकिंग विद फैक्ट्स एंड एविडेंसेस। तो कोई शर्म नहीं है। मैं किसी का नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ फिलहाल अभी तक। आगे जाके इनका नाम लेना पड़ा तो नाम भी लेकर बताऊंगा। तीसरा, आई एम ओपनली टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द कोर्ट्स। अब तक जो भी आपने सुना है व्हेन इट कम्स टू मेंस राइट्स, यू आर लिसनिंग इट फ्रॉम अ न्यूज रिपोर्टर और अ सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर जो सुनी सुनाई बातों को अपने मसाले के साथ आपको बताता है। मैं पिछले 4 साल में सैकड़ों केसेस देख चुका हूँ। मैंने हजारों घंटे बैठे हैं कोर्ट्स में, हाई कोर्ट में, फैमिली कोर्ट में, टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हो क्या रहा है। मुझे जाना पड़ा क्योंकि मेरा अपना भी केस चल रहा है, बट उसके अलावा मैंने दूसरों को भी बहुत क्लोजली ऑब्जर्व किया। तो आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट आई सी इन द कोर्ट्स। इस पूरी प्रेजेंटेशन से कुछ अगर आप लेके जाओ ना लेके जाओ, एक लाइन में चाहता हूं कि अब से समाज में हर कोई ये मानना शुरू कर दे कि नन ऑफ दीज आर सुसाइड्स। कोई आत्महत्या नहीं कर रहा। अगर आप किसी को टॉर्चर कर देते हो कि तुझे मरना जरूरी है या पैसे भरना पड़ेगा और इतने पैसे भरने पड़ेंगे कि तेरी सारी पुश्तें भुगत भुगत के मरे, तो वो इंसान अंत में आत्महत्या कर लेता है और हम उसको सुसाइड बुलाते हैं। सो आई एम सॉरी बट द वे द सिस्टम इज, आई फाइंड इट एक्सट्रीमली फनी। आई ऑलरेडी सेड दिस इज नॉट अ मैन वर्सेस वुमेन डिबेट। अगर आप ह्यूमैनिटेरियन ग्राउंड्स पे चीजों को सुन नहीं सकते, समझ नहीं सकते, तो टाटा बाय बाय, ये वीडियो आपके लिए नहीं है। यू आर स्टिल सीइंग वन साइड ऑफ द कॉइन बिकॉज आप एक पुरुष से, उसके नजरिए से चीजों को देख रहे हैं, तो यूज इट विद अ पिंच ऑफ सॉल्ट। हालांकि मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि मैं जेंडर बायस्ड ना रहूं, बिकॉज व्हाट्स द पॉइंट ऑफ टॉकिंग टू यू इफ आई एम माई सेल्फ जेंडर बायस्ड। It is extremely important that this video reaches the right parties, and this video is for only and only 4 people. Number one, this video is for the Honorable President of the nation. I, from my limited knowledge of law, understand that in hierarchy, she stands somewhere, so it has to reach her. Second, this video is for the recently appointed Chief Justice of India. मैं चाहता हूं कि while सूर्यकांत जी को काफी एक्सपीरियंस है and he understands what are things on ground level, he has made certain comments which make me understand कि उनको वो empathy है, but I want to highlight कि exactly हो क्या रहा है। थर्ड, दिस इज फॉर द मिनिस्टर ऑफ लॉ एंड जस्टिस। मेघवाल जी ने भी कई बार पब्लिकली स्टेटमेंट्स दिए, बट ग्राउंड लेवल रियलिटी मैं बताना चाहता हूँ। चौथा इंसान, ये वीडियो उन बच्चों के लिए है जो फ्यूचर में ये जानना चाहेंगे कि आखिर हुआ क्या था कि उनका बचपन खराब हो गया। तो ये 4 लोगों के लिए ये वीडियो है। इस वीडियो के एंड में अगर आपको बहुत घाई है, ज्यादा केसेस सुनना नहीं चाहते, बहुत देख लिया, तो आप आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। वीडियो के एंड में मैंने 10 से 20 ऐसे पॉइंट्स दिए हैं जिसको इंप्लीमेंट करने में सिर्फ 1 घंटा लगेगा। 1 घंटे की इस इंप्लीमेंटेशन से आप सैकड़ों लोगों को मरने से बचा सकते हो और लाखों बच्चों का बचपन बचा सकते हो। दैट आई एम 100% श्योर ऑन, एंड एनीबडी कैन ओपनली चैलेंज मी ऑन एनी प्लेटफॉर्म। मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली, मेघवाल जी ने रिसेंटली ये स्टेटमेंट दिया था कि टोटल 5 करोड़ केसेस हैं। पर्सनली आई एम नॉट अ लॉयर और एन एडवोकेट, मैं जो भी लीगली कहूंगा उसको आप समझ के लीजिएगा। इंटरनेट से आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि 10 से 15 लाख फैमिली मैटर्स हैं। मुझे ये नंबर गलत लगता है, क्योंकि अगर किसी फैमिली मैटर की वजह से किसी भी पुरुष पे क्रिमिनल केसेस होते हैं तो वो क्रिमिनल कोर्ट में जाता है, तो फैमिली में गिना नहीं जाता है। ओवरऑल मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि 40 से 50 लाख केसेस अभी जो जुडिशरी के पास है, ये सारे फैमिली इश्यूज हैं, और इनको जिस तरीके से अब्यूज किया जाता है वो मैं आपको विद फैक्ट्स बताऊंगा। आई हैव अ वेरी बिग क्लेम टू मेक इन फ्रंट ऑफ द ऑनरेबल प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ दिस नेशन। It is extremely easy to be a terrorist and fight your case in this nation compared to being a father. मैंने एक ये छोटा सा पेज भी लिखा है कि a father has to face a lot more than a terrorist, and इसी पेज पे मैं आपको प्रूव करके बताऊंगा कि ये क्यों सच है with facts and evidences. I might sound very exaggerating and poetic in my speech or in my presentation. I guarantee that all I am talking is facts. अनफॉर्चुनेटली एवरीबडी कंडेम्स दीज डेथ्स। जो भी मरता है उसके बारे में, राजनेता हो या कोई अभिनेता हो, हर किसी का कमेंट आ जाता है। और सीजीआई आल्सो कमेंटेड दैट इट इज वेरी सैड कि ऐसा हो रहा है। मैंने किसी की भी तरफ से एक कोई एक्शन नहीं देखा। सो द डेथ्स आई बिलीव विल कीप कंटिन्यूइंग टिल द टाइम वी चेंज द सिस्टम। क्विकली नाउ आई डोंट वांट टू टेक मच ऑफ योर टाइम एंड जंप ऑन टू द केस, बट मैं अपने इंटेंशंस आपको बता दूं। नंबर एक, मैं फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हूं, एंड दिस इज अबाउट माय फादरहुड। टेक इट विद अ पिंच ऑफ सॉल्ट। सेकंड, childhood of lakhs of kids is in danger. बच्चों को कोई रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रहा है कोर्ट में। सो किताबी बातें हैं कि वेलफेयर ऑफ द चाइल्ड इज ऑफ प्राइम इंपॉर्टेंस, कोई किसी को बच्चे की पड़ी नहीं है। तो लेट इट बी द रियलिटी दैट सिंक्स इन। नंबर थ्री, ऑफ कोर्स जुडिशियल सिस्टम की जब मैं बात कर रहा हूं, मैं भी जुडिशियल सिस्टम का ही हिस्सा हूं। नागरिक भी जुडिशियल सिस्टम के अंडर आते हैं। पति आते हैं, पत्नियां आती हैं, पुलिस आती है, लॉयर आते हैं, जजेस आते हैं, कोर्ट आते हैं, कोर्ट का स्टाफ भी आता है। हाउएवर, I strongly feel whatever dhandli is going on right now in the society, it is impossible to pull off uh, until and unless a judge decides to be completely naive in the case. अगर एक जज बिल्कुल एम्पथी नहीं रखेगा और देखेगा नहीं कि फैमिली का क्या हो रहा है, हर और समाज का क्या हाल हो रहा है, it is impossible. So this video is specifically for judges so that they listen to it. I strongly believe that आपका रोल सबसे छोटा है इस सारे इश्यूज को क्रिएट करने में, बट आपका रोल सबसे अहम है इस सारे इश्यूज को क्रिएट करने में। किसी भी कोर्ट में प्रूफ और एविडेंसेस देखे नहीं जाते। कोर्ट में 5-5 करोड़ केसेस पड़े हैं, यानी कि आप जब तक प्रूफ या एविडेंस दिखाओगे, आपकी जिंदगी के 4-5 साल निकल चुके होंगे। आपके बच्चे के वेलफेयर को नहीं देखा जाता है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऑलरेडी कुछ गाइडलाइंस दे रखी हैं पुलिस को, हाई कोर्ट को, लोअर कोर्ट्स को, कहीं पे भी ये फॉलो नहीं होता। इफ दीज पीपल आर नॉट फॉलोइंग सुप्रीम कोर्ट गाइडलाइंस, व्हाई आर us as people supposed to respect judiciary and respect law and order? Simple question. Most breach is happening in police station. Most breach of law is happening in the lower courts, and I'll prove it to you. हाँ, अब केस शुरू करते हैं। सबसे पहले तो इतनी सारी बकवास बातें कर दी मैंने, इतनी सारी हाइप क्रिएट कर दी, तो मैं बता दूं कि मैं कौन हूँ। और जैसा मैंने आपको कहा, इट इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी स्टॉप हाईलाइटिंग हु इज द हीरो, हु इज द विलन एंड हु इज द जोकर हियर। मैं कौन हूँ मैटर ही नहीं करता। जो जहां तक ये वीडियो पहुंच रहा है, काफी लोग मुझे जानते हैं, मेरा नाम पहचानते हैं। डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट, कॉल मी अतुल। इस वीडियो के लिए मैं अतुल ही हूँ। और मैं ये नाम क्यों यूज कर रहा हूँ? बिकॉज एक्चुअली कोर्ट में और पुलिस स्टेशन में ना हमको अतुल ही बुलाया जाता है। अगर आप मुंबई से बिलोंग करते हो तो अतुल इज अ शॉर्ट फॉर्म। अतुल स्टैंड्स फॉर ऑल टाइम उदास लड़का। सो अतुल बुलाते हैं हमको पुलिस स्टेशन में। और 1 साल पहले तक हमको 498 वाला क्रिमिनल बुलाया जाता था। जैसे हम कई बार कहते हैं ना कि किसी डिलीवरी गाय मत बुलाइए, कुरियर वाला मत बुलाइए, हमको 498 वाला क्रिमिनल या अतुल बुलाया जाता है। एंड आई एम नॉट जोकिंग, आई हैव बीन कॉल्ड 498 वाला क्रिमिनल इन द पुलिस स्टेशन मल्टीपल टाइम्स। हम इसलिए मरते हैं क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे, हमारे माँ बाप, हमारी बहनें, हमारे दोस्त, हमारे सगे संबंधी, सभी को केसेस में घसीटा जाता है। These laws are not about women empowerment. One woman sacrifices the life, dignity, and peace of multiple women can never be women empowerment. So हाँ, ये सब की वजह से हम फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हैं, और सारा का सारा बसड़ हमारे वजह से है, क्योंकि वी आर द वन हु आर इन द केस, एंड हम पे प्रेशर क्रिएट करने के लिए हमारे दोस्तों को, माँ बहनों को, बच्चों को, सबको ताक पे रखा जाता है। The judicial process has become so ridiculous in case of men's rights that it might sound now fiction to you. Uh, and it is not about fake cases. मैं ये नहीं कह सकता कि अरे देखो यार मुझ पे एक फेक केस लग गया। फेक केसेस का निवारण है। The amount of excruciating time it takes to fight these cases, 5 साल, 10 साल, 15 साल, आपके बच्चे का पूरा बचपन चला जाएगा, वो भूल जाएगा कि उसका बाप कौन है। It shows how much the system has decayed. And in this very video, Honorable CJI and the Law Minister, I will teach the public how it is very easy to drag the cases in the court. क्योंकि 5,000 रुपए लेने वाला वकील भी खींच सकता है ये, तो फिर क्या कहना। These cases are influenced by my experience, and the very last reason कि मैं अब ये सारा केस ओपन अप करने वाला हूँ is because मैंने recently कोर्ट में और पुलिस स्टेशन में ये सेंटेंस सुना that not enough men have died yet for the courts to take cognizance. इतने लोग अभी तक मरे ही नहीं है कि न्यायाधीशों की आंखें खुले। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि दिस इज नॉट द कॉस्ट दैट आई वुड वांट अस टू पे। हाँ, चलिए, तो दिस इज स्पेसिफिकली टू द ऑनरेबल प्रेसिडेंट मैडम. Maybe you might not be aware of what is happening at ground level, and I'm not expecting you to be aware. But since the issue has become so large, I would want to brief you and the civilians, the citizens of this country, how does this judiciary works in any Atul's case. I am an Atul. Every man on the street is an Atul. It starts with marital disputes, husband wife, छोटा मोटा झगड़ा, प्रॉब्लम्स हैं घर के अंदर. आप किसी भी सोसाइटी को रैंडमली उठाइए, 50% घरों में ये प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं. जब प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ जाएंगी तो आपको जाना पड़ेगा जस्टिस के लिए कोर्ट के पास. When you go to the court, the first thing that you realize is आपके साथ कुछ बुरा हो ही नहीं सकता, बिकॉज कानूनी किताबों में लिखा ही नहीं है कि पुरुषों के साथ बुरा होगा तो क्या होगा. यानी इट इज एज्यूम नथिंग कैन गो रॉन्ग विद मेन. आई एम नॉट मेकिंग दिस अप. एवरी लॉयर, एवरी पॉलिटिशियन इज अवेयर ऑफ दिस. नंबर 2, जुडिशरी में देयर इज अ न्यू फैंसी टर्म कॉल्ड द पैकेज. एक बेसिक पैकेज बेचा जाता है महिलाओं को जो कोर्ट में आती हैं. इस पैकेज में आपको 3 केसेस एक बंडल में दिए जाते हैं. जैसे आपको अमेजॉन और फ्लिपकार्ट में डील्स मिलती हैं, उसी तरीके से आपको एक पैकेज मिलता है. इस पैकेज में 3 केसेस होते हैं. सबसे पहला फैमिली कोर्ट का पैकेज. इस पैकेज का पहला इंग्रेडिएंट है जिसमें आपकी चाइल्ड की कस्टडी, आपके डिवोर्स के केस ये लड़े जाएंगे. रिटर्न में आपको बहुत अच्छी खासी एलिमनी मिलेगी. सेकंड पैकेज में 498 का केस है, जिसमें आप डाउरी और हैरेसमेंट की बातें करोगे. डाउरी यानी दहेज, ये आप कभी भी कर सकते हो. आप शादी के 1 साल बाद, 5 साल बाद, 10 साल बाद, 15 साल बाद कभी भी. मुझ पे ये केस 18 साल बाद लगा था. लव मैरिज है. 18 साल बाद मुझ पे 498 ए का केस लगा, और ये अलाउड है. इसमें आप स्त्रीधन मांग सकते हैं. स्त्रीधन में आप कुछ भी क्लेम कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तो ये है. बट इस पैकेज में एक सबसे बड़ा फ्लॉ ये था आज तक कि इस दोनों केसेस में ये 5-10 साल बाद, क्योंकि 5 करोड़ केसेस हैं तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, तो महिलाओं को पैसे तुरंत नहीं मिलते थे. तो तुरंत पैसे कैसे कमाए जाए, तो तीसरा पैकेज में डील दिया जाता है जिसे कहते हैं डीवी या डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस. इसमें एक निर्धारित रूप में एक टोकन अमाउंट डिसाइड कर दिया जाता है जो हर महीना आप मेंटेनेंस के नाम पे अपनी वाइफ को देंगे. आई एम नॉट अगेंस्ट एनी ऑफ दीज लॉस. आई थिंक दीज लॉस आर रिक्वायर्ड. The implementation, the interpretation, and the way these laws are working is completely crap. और ये डीवी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इस पैकेज में, क्योंकि एक हद तक ही एक महिला का जो वकील है महिला से फीस ले सकता है. फिर महिला का वकील पुरुष पे एक डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस का केस करेगा, जिससे कि पुरुष हर महीने मेंटेनेंस देगा, और वो मेंटेनेंस उस महिला के वकील की फीस बन जाएगी. तो एज अ मैन यू आर फंडिंग योर ओन डेथ, एंड यू सी दैट तमाशा गोइंग ऑन इन द कोर्ट वेरी ट्रांसपेरेंटली, एंड लोग इसके मजे लेते हैं. ये एक बेसिक पैकेज है। अगर आप फैमिली कोर्ट में जाएंगे, ऑनरेबल प्रेसिडेंट मैडम, you will realize more than 50% of the family court cases has already availed this basic package. So that uh, demands the question that is the family court required? हाँ, in case if the husband is somebody who is very high on principles or values, और या वो हरामखोर है, वो लड़ने आया है, अगर वो लड़ने आया है तो बेसिक पैकेज से काम नहीं बनेगा जी, आपको एडवांस पैकेज लेना पड़ेगा। दीज आर नॉट माई वर्ड्स, दीज आर वर्ड्स ऑफ लॉयर्स इन योर ऑनरेबल कोर्ट्स। एडवांस पैकेज में आपको कुछ चीजें मिलती हैं, जैसे कि आप रेप चार्जेस लगा सकते हैं, जैसे कि आप अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर लगा सकते हैं, आप डेफेमेशन लगा सकते हैं, आप किडनैपिंग लगा सकते हैं, आप पॉक्सो लगा सकते हैं, आप अननेचुरल सेक्स लगा सकते हैं। दिस इज द मेन्यू ऑफ बुफे दैट इज गिवन टू वुमेन। मे बी women have faced a lot of trauma and there is no denial on that front. I'm sorry, not maybe, I'm sure women have faced trauma, but let me tell you, the ones who are facing trauma cannot afford the fees and time your courts are taking. जो ट्रॉमेटाइज हो रही है ना, वो बार अभी भी भुगत रही है, जो कोर्ट में घसीट रही है ना, वो पैसे कमाने आई है। यू कैनॉट डाइजेस्ट दिस फैक्ट, दैट इज योर प्रॉब्लम, बट इट इज रियलिटी ऑन ग्राउंड लेवल एंड आई विल प्रूव यू हाउ। ये पैकेज की डिटेल्स बड़े आसान है। अगर आप इंस्टाग्राम पे बहुत ऐसा कंटेंट देखते हैं जहां पे बहुत सारे अतुल मर रहे हैं, कोई किसी को शैम्पी बुला रहा है, तो ऑल ऑफ अ सडन यू विल, द एल्गोरिथम विल अंडरस्टैंड आर यू इंटरेस्टेड इन लॉ इन जनरल और नॉट। इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड, व्हाट वुड हैपन इज द लॉ विल टीच यू कि ये पैकेज कितने में बिकता है। 250 रुपए में आपको फाइलिंग के डॉक्यूमेंट्स मिल जाते हैं और 50,000 की घूस देकर आप इस सिस्टम को पूरी तरीके से गेम कर सकते हो। कोई प्रूफ रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है। आपके पास अगर कोई प्रूफ है भी, 10 साल तक लड़ते रहो, केस का कुछ नहीं होगा। द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल थिंग अबाउट द सिस्टम राइट नाउ इज, एज अ वुमन इफ यू फाइल अ फेक केस, at the end of the case, even if you as a woman agree that the case was fake, the judge agrees that the case was fake, still you don't need to pay anything. तुम्हें डांटा भी नहीं जाएगा कोर्ट में। तो why would women not avail such kind of crazy schemes that are there? दिस इज द रियलिटी ऑफ मैन। सबसे पहले, क्रिमिनल केस आप पे बहुत आसानी से हो सकता है। अगर आप पे क्रिमिनल केस हो गया, आपको पुलिस बिल्कुल मदद नहीं करेगी, आपको लोअर कोर्ट एंटीसिपेटरी बेल नहीं देंगे, आपको एंटीसिपेटरी बेल के लिए हाई कोर्ट ही जाना पड़ेगा। नंबर 2, अगर आपको अपने बच्चे की कस्टडी या एक्सेस चाहिए, आपको लोअर कोर्ट बिल्कुल हेल्प नहीं करेंगे, काउंसलर मीडिएटर्स बिल्कुल हेल्प नहीं करेंगे। आपको हाई कोर्ट में थोड़ी बहुत रियायत मिल सकती है, लेकिन अगर फुल कस्टडी चाहिए, आपको सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक जाना ही पड़ेगा। अंडरस्टैंड हाउ आर वी क्लॉगिंग द सिस्टम। नंबर 3, अगर कोई जजमेंट ऐसा हो गया जो पुरुष के लिए बेनिफिशियल है, द लेडी कैन ऑलवेज डू कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट, एंड टू डू अ कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट अ लेडी डज नॉट नीड टू गो थ्रू एनी प्रोसीजर। I have personally seen there are Supreme Court orders which women do not adhere to, and it is okay. Number 4, it is not just about delaying justice, it is also about affordability. अगर आप एक फादर हो जो अपने बच्चे की एक्सेस या कस्टडी चाहता है, क्या आपके पास 10 लाख रुपए हैं, 20 लाख रुपए हैं, 30 लाख रुपए हैं? क्या आपके पास 10 साल हैं वेस्ट करने को? नहीं है तो बच्चे को भूल जाओ, आगे बढ़ो, पैसा फेंको, घर बेच दो। यही आपको जुडिशरी सिखाती है। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली, आप जब जुडिशरी के पास जाते हो, जजेस कन्विंस दी मेन, व्हाई आर यू फाइटिंग फॉर जस्टिस? गो आउटसाइड द कोर्ट एंड डू आउट ऑफ कोर्ट सेटलमेंट। Honorable President, Madam, more than half the cases, I don't know the percentage, I'm saying more than half, but I'm sure most lawyers will agree it is more than 75% cases are always settled out of court. What is justice? This is a quick reality. Process are defined. I already said, अगर आपके पास कोई क्रिमिनल केस है, हाई कोर्ट जाना ही पड़ेगा, लोअर कोर्ट्स आपको हेल्प नहीं करेंगे, बच्चा चाहिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाना ही पड़ेगा। कोई भी एवरेज एडवोकेट भी देख के बता देगा कि आपको बेल मिलेगी या नहीं मिलेगी, आपके केस को देख के नहीं, जजेस को देख के। Merits of the case don't matter. And this paper, why is it difficult to be a father than a terrorist in India? As a father, you will start your first case from the family court. If the family court doesn't give you good judgment, you go to the high court. That is a second litigation. यहाँ अलग केस चलेगा, यहाँ अलग केस चलेगा. Since you went to the family court, there will be a 498 case on you, which will go to the session court. In case if you are not satisfied, you will get a domestic violence case, which is a magistrate court. एक दो तीन चार सेशन, और मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट में अगर आप खुश नहीं हो तो उसके लिए भी आपको इंडिपेंडेंटली हाई कोर्ट जाना पड़ेगा। ये सारे केसेस जो मैंने आपको बताया, जो बेस पैकेज और एडवांस पैकेज में अवेलेबल है, ये तीनों कोर्ट के लेवल पे खेलने पड़ेंगे। टेक्निकली आप 10 से 12 लिटिगेशंस लड़ोगे अगले 10 साल में। मैं खुद 5 से ज्यादा लिटिगेशंस लड़ रहा हूं, और मैं ये जानता हूं कि 5-7 और लड़ने वाला हूं। तो जो 15 लाख केसेस की बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें से 15 केस तो मेरे ही होंगे। मोस्ट केसेस आर अबाउट इनफिडेलिटी, एडल्ट्री, दे आर अबाउट चाइल्ड कस्टडी, एंड थर्ड इट इज अबाउट मनी, कितना पैसा आप देने वाले हो। लुक एट दिस सेंटेंस एंड आस्क योरसेल्फ, has this anything to do with families, family values, and having society in general? Today men are dying. I strongly feel this will be soon a national emergency. Men will either not get married or more deaths are going to happen. अगर आप बचा सकते हो, प्लीज फॉलो दिस वीडियो और बचा लो। अब मैं आपको केस डिटेल्स बताता हूँ। ये मैंने एक सैंपल केस लिया है, और मैं ये बिल्कुल नहीं कह रहा कि ये एक ही केस है। हो सकता है ये मेरे किसी दोस्त का केस है, हो सकता है मैंने 10 केसेस को मिक्स करके एक केस बनाया है। The idea is not to highlight anybody in particular, though even if it get highlight, I don't care. The idea is to highlight what is wrong in our system. As I said, it always starts with a marital dispute. This is a screenshot of a message sent by a wife to a husband. और यहाँ पे जो अतुल कपल है, इस अतुल कपल के हस्बैंड को नवंबर 2021 में ये मैसेज आता है, जिसमें 18 डिमांड्स हैं वाइफ की तरफ से कि यार अगर अब साथ रहना है तो हमें ये फॉलो करना पड़ेगा। दिस स्क्रीनशॉट हाइलाइट्स पॉइंट नंबर 2 में, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड वॉट एवर आई डू, आई वोंट बी एबल टू इरेज द ईयर 2018 and 2020 from our life. So if you choose to stay with me, we have to figure out how to heal from that. What conspired in 2018 or 19 or 20 or 21 is beyond scope of this presentation, but this is what it is. After this, the lady clearly says that two things are very important. One, we now stay away from the parents. I don't want my in-laws to stay with me. More importantly, point number 8 says, once we stay away from parents, parents should not come back in the house. You can read the whole message if you want, but largely we'll understand that marital disputes, demands of wives, the wife wants to go out on picnic, she wants to plan the second child, the wife wants to go on trips to multiple states of the country. This is what demands are. This is how a marital dispute looks like, and people will relate to it क्योंकि हर घर में ये कहानी चलती रहती है। अब ये जो 18 पॉइंट से, इसमें से जो मुद्दा निकल के आता है कि 2018-2020 में क्या हुआ, तो जनाब ये हुआ। On your left, this side, you see the screenshot which highlights. I just wanted to say whatever I did is 100% my mistake. It has nothing to do with you. You are the best person I have met in my life. I have not seen a person of such high values and morals. August 2018. February 2019, again another message which highlights another issue, uh, gives certain promises from the wife's end, and the wife finally says that not even the gods will have courage to stay in such a kind of institution, the kind of courage you have shown. This is year 2019. And on the extreme right, my right or your right, you can figure out, is a chat with an astrologer in the year 2020, where the lady says that the name of the gentleman is XYZ, date of birth is ABC, lives in Mumbai. Can you tell me if you see things going right relationship wise? So this is 2018, 2019, 2020. This is what men are facing. Madam President, if you don't know, a survey says that more than 40% men and women both have such kind of issues in their family going on. What's the fix? In the year 2018, the lady decides to go and meet a doctor, a hypnotherapist, to talk about anger issues and other issues. I name these issues adventure sports, so other adventure sports issues. On your right hand side, you see the message from the brother-in-law. Hi Jiju, the number is of a friend who has agreed to interview you and Didi for the mental health. And in the center, you see screenshots of the year 2020 and 2021. These are payments made to a hospital and a doctor the third time, uh, to have any kind of counseling done. This is how things are handled in a mature fashion. Three different doctors, three different issues, three different highlights. Now, we might even say, कि यार, whatever I'm highlighting might be a one-sided story. Yes, of course, it is a one-sided story. There might be other issues. Of course, there are other issues. And I would openly be talking about every single issues in many, many videos more to come. Just need to highlight. The second screenshot highlights the message from the family. It says that we will not tolerate any more bullshit like 2018 and 2020. If she thinks she's going to do that, she would rather leave for good from all our lives. On the extreme right end, the brother of the lady says, "Mummy is suggesting that you and I go and meet." Uh, this is not the name of the person. I go and meet mother and not sorry for the autocorrect and tell him to fuck off. I have intentionally removed names and references because I don't want to highlight. This is happening in the year 2018, 2019, 2020. To give you an understanding, this is when COVID is going on and people are locked inside, tortured because of a pandemic. The last screenshot of the case, in the year 2021, the lady starts figuring out a new flat to just leave the house. The lady claims that I am already paying EMI of the flat that we are staying in. So technically, I should be repaid back. The husband gives the money back, but the lady does not close the loan. The second screenshot is about the fight between the man and the woman about the home loan. This is very important because this will form the basis of a criminal case later on. And the last part is very important, a message from the date 21st Jan 2022. Hi Jiju, I have finalized the hall for my Sangeet and wedding. Just wanted to check, can you claim GST on this? Take it the way you want it, but the date is very important, 21st Jan 2022. On the left hand side, finally, the lady sends a message in the month of April to his family saying that I want a divorce. And the sentence says, I am thankful to the husband and his family for 17 years and all the support that they have offered me. April 2022. Same month, she is sending a message to another guy highlighting the new flat that she has rented out and says, you can come and stay over in the same building. He says, thank you. She says, thank you se baat nahi banegi. The girl can get pretty greedy when need to. And in the same month, the lady is reaching out to the astrologer again and asking for any tantra based remedies for mantras. और जिनको नहीं पता, ये एक मंत्र है, द वे वी हैव 9 देवीज इन नवरात्रि, 10 महाविद्या होती है, उसमें से एक महाविद्या है जिसे कहते हैं माँ बगला मुखी. एंड द मंत्र सेज दैट जिस किसी पे भी ये मंत्र फूका जाए, उसकी जीभ कट जाए, उसका दिमाग खराब हो जाए, उसको पैरालिसिस हो जाए. दिस इज हाउ families collapse. The idea is not to highlight what happened. The idea is to highlight how does the judges take this, how does the judiciary works on this. This is the final result. The husband realizes what's going on. The wife decides to leave the house. She packs everything in the house into 8 big cartons. This is the photograph of the packaged goods. This marriage is 15 plus years old. Regular ups and downs were definitely there. What you heard is one side of the story. Second side of the story is recorded in a 7 hours audio, which I would hopefully release soon. I did not get time to edit it. Third, now the only headache to the husband is to secure the child's future because somebody else is going to come and stay in the same apartment where the small child is going to stay. You would ask, why did the husband allow the child to leave in the first place? The answer to that is the doctor's screenshot that you saw from the hospital. Both the husband and wife decided that equal custody and access will be shared because nobody wanted to use child for any kind of extortion. So that's the reason. The child custody case will now give birth to several litigations of how things will proceed. 498A case is filed after almost 1 year of running away from the house. After 3 years of running away from the house, another criminal case is filed, which is the domestic violence case. शादी को 20 साल हो चुके हैं. Supreme Court says to file a domestic violence case, the guidelines is a domestic relationship has to be there. The lady has left the house more than 3 years ago, but now domestic violence can be filed. The home loan becomes the point of harassment. The lady claims that the home was purchased by force and she was forced to pay the EMI of the home. This I highlight specifically is because this is very interesting. In most of the metro cities, most of the couples, one person runs the house, the other person pays the EMI. If your wife is financing the EMI of the house, thinking one single expense and she will manage at least that part of the game, that's harassment. Interestingly, since all these proofs are now shown to the court, wherein year 2018, 2019, 2020 are highlighted, and a 7 hours audio is submitted in front of the court highlighting that this is a common pattern from the last 15 years, immediately the lady drags female colleagues of the husband into the matter. In every hearing, every litigation, female colleagues are publicly called upon to remove and create a case out of it. The courts and the police allow all of this without any proof. This is the last message before the litigations finally start. The husband writes to the wife that you are free to go wherever you want to go. You are free to rent wherever you want to rent. Just make sure that late night parties after 10 p.m. in the night, specifically with male colleagues, should not be done since there is a child in the house. If you are not staying with the child, you are free to live the life you want. We don't bother. अब यहां से फादर वर्सेस टेररिस्ट का गेम शुरू होता है. You first file a case and go to the family court, first litigation. The husband asks for proper access from the family court and the custody. The first thing that you are supposed to do is take complete custody of the child, and family court will allow that. The family court will say that as a relief, the husband will get interim custody or interim access. But this interim will take almost a year to decide. So as a father, you have no access to your child for next 1 year just because you went against the lady. Second, the wife publicly abuses the husband in the court and the judge allows this. The police allows this. Reverse the gender. If the husband will abuse in the court, will the police allow this? The fun part is after abusing the husband, the lady immediately goes to the nearby police station in Mumbai. The family court is in Bandra, and the lady goes to Bandra BKC police station and lodges a complaint on the husband that I was publicly humiliated and abused and physically harmed by the husband. Husband went to court for the child. In the first 24 hours, police calls the husband. Allowed. Husband says कि बॉस ये तो गलत हो गया, इट इज नॉट मी, महिला ने ऐसा ऐसा किया था, सब रिकॉर्डिंग है, सीसीटीवी कैमरा है, देख लीजिए. द प्रॉब्लम इज द प्रिंसिपल जज ऑफ द फैमिली कोर्ट सेज आई कैनॉट गिव CCTV footage access to civilians. If police will ask for it, we will give. The police says we do not have any strong grounds for asking for CCTV footage. Between the police and the principal judge, this time pass goes on, and then finally, the husband receives a written reply from the principal judge saying that CCTV footage is deleted within 3 days. It's been 15 days, forget about it. This is where now the torture will begin. Step 2, apart from the family court, you are dealing with police. Luckily, the police is smart enough to understand कि ये regular cases हैं, so an NC is filed, which is a non-cognizable offense. This is the message which is sent on April, just before the litigation was filed, where the lady says, "My stuff is packed. It will be uh, in the particular location with the packers and movers. It will not take more than 30 minutes, I guess." The lady claims in family court, "I was thrown out of the house along with my child on 8th January 2022. April 2022, Packers and Movers का ये मैसेज है. Family court allows this message. Now we will proceed further because just family court is not important. You have to also figure out how to kill men. So this is what the family court says. Number one, interim access will take at least a year to decide. As per Supreme Court guidelines, I think it is 1 to 3 months, but not even 1 to 3 months. In case of child custody, it has to be faster. But in this case, interim access is given after 1 year to the husband. In that 1 year, what does happen? What happens is the family of the husband is pressurized क्या लड़की को वापस लेके जाओ openly in court. The judges are pressurizing, the family is pressurizing. Take the lady along with you. You don't have any relief. Number three, The mediation and counseling in courts is a pure time pass. Every judge would say, as per process, you have to go through at least three counseling sessions. If need be, a judge mediation also. Three counseling sessions and a judge mediation together will waste 8 to 10 months. In these 10 months, not the lawyers, not the counselors, not the judge will ask you, what about your child? You have lost complete touch with your child, and now the child is paying the price of you trying to seek justice from this stay old system. uh, so luckily, in this case, one special thing that happened is the family court fined the lady because she was trying to delay the case. Now this is where action starts. In return, the family court also convinces the lady or asks the lady multiple times कि यार आपने अभी तक कोई criminal case file किया क्या? Have you filed any case yet? No. Why are you not filing it? This is asked so many times that the wife later on decides that हाँ maybe criminal case ही file करना पड़ेगा, and this list will now start growing. You get a call from the second police station, different jurisdiction, that your wife has come and she's complaining that you have taken crores of rupees from your wife, you tortured her physically, mentally, emotionally, and you threw her out of the house. You go to the police and you say कि यार ऑलरेडी एक एनसी फाइल हुई थी, तब तो महिला को ये समझा नहीं कि ये सब उसके साथ हुआ. पुलिस सेज वो अलग जुरिस्डिक्शन, ये अलग जुरिस्डिक्शन, यहाँ पे एक एफआईआर लिखी जाएगी. The third issue that the father will have to face. In this FIR, you have to regularly go and talk to the police. If you do not go whenever the police calls, within 24 hours, the police says that आप cooperate नहीं कर रहे हैं, इसलिए अब आपके ऊपर एक FIR लगाई जाएगी और आपको criminal घोषित किया जाएगा. The fun part of 498 is, as per Supreme Court guidelines, there has to be a clear mediation by the police, proper investigation has to be done, and proofs from the husband has to be taken. In this case, I took the proofs of the husband and I gave it to the police via a registered message. The police has stamped the message, returned them back saying that yes, we have received. But the police threw all the evidence in the dustbin. Why did the police do that? Is up to you to decide. The proofs get misplaced. Next, it is very important how you file a criminal case, because if you are a woman, you need to know that maximum pressure has to be created. So in this case, on the husband, police comes to the house finally to give the FIR on Dhanteras. This is around Diwali. This is the time when the judiciary goes on vacation. You can't reach out to the court to ask for an anticipatory bail. अगर बेल हो ही नहीं पाएगी, आपको इजीली हिरासत में लिया जा सकता है. That is how things are planned. This is technically Diwali for the police. 498 केस फाइल हो चुका है. इससे इट्स बीन वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टांस फ्रॉम द सुप्रीम कोर्ट लकीली. वरना पहले ये होता था दैट इफ यू 498 केसेस फाइल, द होल फैमिली विल इमीडिएटली गो टू जेल. सो नाउ पीपल यूज्ड टू गो अंडरग्राउंड, मतलब क्रिमिनल्स की तरह भाग जाते थे और फिर बाद में एंटीसिपेटरी बेल अप्लाई करते थे. तो ये 3 के बाद अब आपको जाना पड़ेगा सेशन कोर्ट. सेशन कोर्ट यानी डिस्ट्रिक्ट सेशन कोर्ट में लिख देता हूँ. यहाँ पे यू विल हैव टू फाइल anticipatory bail so that the police doesn't arrest you. This is the fourth thing that you're fighting with. I just attached a screenshot to make things very clear. Jan, the lady runs away from the house. May, the case for child custody is filed. November, the FIR of 498 is filed. Till September, the family members were paying the husband whatever due amount is pending with the husband. You may ask, what about the child? क्योंकि ये तो सारा बच्चे की एक्सेस की बातें हो रही थी ना. सबसे पहले तो कोर्ट आपको सिखाता है कि बच्चे को भूल जाओ, क्योंकि बच्चा बड़ा होता रहेगा ना. अभी तो फिलहाल आपकी जान के ऊपर सोचना है. The child goes through physical trauma, boils, burns, and even a surgery is what the child goes through. The child goes through mental pressure. There is a breakdown because the child has stayed in a particular flat apartment with a joint family, and then after 6 7 years the child is removed, and now the child is staying all alone in a flat with a 24/7 maid. But no judge cares about the child. The child goes through an emotional breakdown. इस केस को छोड़ते हैं, मैं मेरे केस के बारे में बताता हूँ. इस खिड़की के उस पार रोड है. मेरा बच्चा रोज सुबह बस से यहीं से जाता है, और जो स्कूल बस का कंडक्टर है ना, वो बस की स्पीड कम कर देता है सो दैट बच्चा देख सके कि मेरा यहाँ घर हुआ करता था, मेरा यहाँ बाप है. That is what the child goes through. वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के नाम पे द प्राइज इज पेड बाय द चाइल्ड. No festival can be enjoyed by the child now with the family. No relatives from the husband side can meet the child. No academic updates about the child will be given to the father. All the father is supposed to do is, if the mother allows, because there is no court order, court तो एक साल लेगा interim order देने में. So आप क्या करोगे? मेरे केस में ऐसा हुआ था, इस केस में नहीं, मेरे केस में ऐसा हुआ था that I have to go and every Sunday sit in the lobby of the building where the mother of the child is staying. The child will come down for half an hour and you can just see, touch and hug the child once, and then the child goes away. And if the mother is going somewhere else, then you go into that building. And if there is no lobby there, then there is a parking place. So in the parking section, you go and meet your child for half an hour, 1 hour every Sunday for 1 year. The courts never ask, the courts are not bothered. One fine day, the child says, "Ke Mama is not here. Mama is in Bangkok." In the family court, the mother says, "I can't come to the court regularly because I have a job to do. I have a child to feed." So, henceforth, the husband is asked to come to the court, but the wife doesn't come. It is okay. This is then finally what family courts decide. By the way, आप यहाँ सेशन कोर्ट में गए हो क्रिमिनल केस को लड़ने के लिए, फैमिली कोर्ट तो अभी भी बाकी है. सो फैमिली कोर्ट ये डिसाइड करता है 1 साल बाद. बिफोर द फैमिली कोर्ट डिसाइड्स, यू गेट अ कॉल फ्रॉम द स्कूल कि आपके बच्चे की तबीयत बहुत खराब है, बच्चा बहुत उल्टियां कर रहा है, हो सके तो बच्चे को किसी डॉक्टर के पास लेके जाइए या अस्पताल लेके जाइए, हमारे पास मत लाइए. द फादर गोस बिफोर द फैमिली कोर्ट एंड सेज, द चाइल्ड इज नॉट कीपिंग वेल, कैन यू इंटरव्यू द चाइल्ड. द वाइफ गोस टू द स्कूल एंड आस्क्स द स्कूल कि आपने किस बेसिस पे बच्चा बाप को दे दिया. द स्कूल सेज, मैडम आपने 15 कॉल अटेंड नहीं किए, आपके बच्चे की तबीयत खराब थी, हम क्या कर सकते थे, हमने बाप को कॉल कर दिया. द वाइफ सेज टू द स्कूल, गिव मी ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग that my husband or ex-husband has forcibly taken the child from the school without your permission, so that a kidnapping case can be filed. Unfortunately, the school denies giving an audio, but the father loses complete dignity in the eyes of the principal. The wife also threatens the husband that more legal cases will be done on you. Judges allow the argument that it is true that there was a emergency situation, but the wife is working, so she might not attend the call. The child is all alone. That's okay. And finally, the family courts decide. After all the proofs that you just saw, the family court says doesn't seem like a problem. And now the husband will get 3 hours access every Sunday. And every week, to check upon the child, the father can call the child for twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is after 1 year. In this case, I have forgotten the amount of times the child has cried and begged to the father, asking, Papa, हुआ क्या है? How do you challenge fatherhood? Number one, contempt of court. The court says संडे 3 घंटे, आप संडे 2 घंटे दे दीजिए, सैटरडे 4 घंटे दे दीजिए, ट्यूसडे भेज दीजिए, संडे कैंसिल कर दीजिए, so that the whole family should not be able to meet the child. The family court and the high court says give a parenting plan. The wife denies. Why? Because a lady can. Number two, in the last 4 years, by the way, इस केस को अब 4 साल हो चुके हैं, there is not even a single month of adhering to the timelines and the dates given by the court. Overall, the father still gets more access of the child, but only on the terms and conditions of the mother. That is how things are. Number three, the Sunday schedule of meeting the child can be dropped any single time. इस केस में तो नहीं, बट मेरे केस में ऐसा हुआ जहां पे मैं हर संडे जब मेरे बच्चे को मिलता हूँ, एक बार बेटी के मामा जी की सासू माँ का बर्थडे था, इसलिए बेटी आपसे नहीं मिल सकती. एंड यू हैव टू टेक दैट बुलशिट. यू शुड बी ओके विद इट. कभी आप कॉल करना चाहेंगे बच्ची को, तो बच्ची का ड्राइंग क्लास है, योगा क्लास है, ट्यूशन है, जिम्नास्टिक्स है. तो अगर आप जबरदस्ती अपने बच्चे से बात करना चाहते हैं, आप बच्चे की पढ़ाई के बीच में आ रहे हैं. I'll not get into more these things, but finally, since the family court said that you should only get 3 hours, now you need to challenge this further and go to the high court if you want your child. अगर बच्चा नहीं चाहिए तो गोली मारो बच्चे को. So now सेशन कोर्ट के अलावा आप हाई कोर्ट जाएंगे. This is a new litigation that you will start. Going ahead, you are now fighting one case in the family court, one case in the high court, one case in the session court. What is the solution of all this? The solution to all this is paisa. The wife clearly demands money. If you are ready to pay that money, you can see your child. I am extremely naive and extremely idiotic in my knowledge of law. But being an entrepreneur, I can say this is a sales transaction. The child is on sale without discounts. Money is also the best tool of revenge. In cases where you will find that the lady is also fairly earning and all of that, it is important to break the very fabric of the man. So you put monetary expenses on the man. इस केस का पता नहीं क्योंकि डिटेल्स पता नहीं, लेकिन मेरे केस का बता देता हूँ. फ्रॉम मी इनिशियली 40 lakhs were demanded, then criminal case was filed. No, 40 lakhs and then 75 lakhs, then criminal case was filed, then 1 crore, then 2 crore. Now the latest amount that I'm asked for is 3 crore. सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक जाते जाते 10 करोड़ हो जाएगा. Such jokes are executed in courts publicly. There are videos available on YouTube. It is also said that the husband will now pay for the education and marriage of the child, though not getting any access to the child. Why? Because courts think this is a remedy. And I don't understand that if a lady has been genuinely harassed by the husband, physically, mentally, emotionally, how come by paying money you resolve the solution issue? God knows. Now, सेशन कोर्ट, क्योंकि अब आप क्रिमिनल हैं तो आपको लड़ना भी तो है. सो नाउ यू गो टू द कोर्ट टू आस्क फॉर एंटीसिपेटरी बेल बिकॉज द पुलिस इज नॉट टेकिंग एनी प्रूफ, पुलिस इज नॉट डूइंग एनी मीडिएशन, पुलिस इज नॉट टेकिंग एनी एविडेंस. व्हाट हैपेंस इन द सेशन कोर्ट? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, सिंस पुलिस मीडिएशन हुई नहीं है, आप सेशन कोर्ट में जाएंगे एंटीसिपेटरी बेल के लिए. It is very important that in the criminal cases, not just the husband, but the husband's parents also should be involved. If you do not involve them, then there is no pressure on the session court. The session court will grant anticipatory bail because case clear दिख रहा है, पैसा चाहिए. So what the session court will do is they will put pressure further on the husband, saying that माँ बाप की बुढ़ापे में क्यों बैंड बजा रहे हो यार, पैसे निकालो ना यार. Uh, there is no extreme action taken on the husband. I do need to highlight that courts अब बहुत against नहीं जाते, husbands को physically torture नहीं करते, mentally और emotionally ही torture करते हैं. The court is on 6 months leave, you every month keep going and you just keep getting date. 6 महीने से आपको पता ही नहीं कि आपको गिरफ्तार किया जाएगा या नहीं गिरफ्तार किया जाएगा, आप इस अध बीच में हो. आपके जो माँ बाप हैं उनको भी आना पड़ेगा कोर्ट में, और जो क्रिमिनल्स खड़े हैं, कोई जेब कतरा है, कोई बलात्कारी है, उसके साथ आपके माँ बाप खड़े हो जाएंगे. दैट्स अ प्रोसीजर. Mediation is a bigger joke in session court because it is dealing with criminal cases. So the kind of empathy is way lesser than even the family court. The home law or any kind of expense that the wife has done will be considered harassment. This way, every single man on the road is a criminal. What is the solution? Many lawyers nowadays on social media say, अपने bedroom में CCTV लगा दो. That's the solution educated lawyers, advocates are giving on social media. By the way, you might even ask, my dear Atul, you also have so many proofs. You have proofs of adventure sports, of other proofs of money, extortion, everything. Why don't you file a case? You cannot highlight in these cases. So now you will have to file a new case. You will go to the magistrate court because this is a private complaint. So now the count is 6. Magistrate court mein you will go and file a private complaint against your own wife because the police is not helping out. And this case also I'll brief you how it goes. Finally, this is what happens. Since the criminal case is on you and your parents both, the session court has to make sure that the balance is maintained. So your parents will get anticipatory bail, your bail will be rejected because, sorry, I can't say because. The reason being, the judge will not write it in the order that what is the reason why your bail is rejected. So now you again go to High Court. to get anticipatory bail, and this is different than this high court, because this is related to your criminal case, this is related to your child. And when you go to high court, you cannot say कि इन दोनों को साथ में सुन लीजिए. This is a different judge, this is a different judge. मतलब हाई कोर्ट एक होता है, बट कोर्ट के अंदर भी बहुत सारे कोर्ट होते हैं, अलग अलग जज बैठे होते हैं. सो आप ये अलग रूम में चल रहा है, ये अलग रूम में चल रहा है, ये अलग लॉयर के साथ चल रहा है, ये अलग लॉयर के साथ चल रहा है. अच्छा, by the way, uh, you are the first ones to see all these screenshots and everything. The mother and father of this guy is not even aware कि ये सारे cases हो क्यों रहे हैं. So sorry uncle, now you know. You go to the high court, it's a high profile matter now, because आप बड़े बड़े लोगों के साथ खड़े हो, देश के नामचीन नेता, अभिनेता, उद्योगपति जिनके ऊपर बड़े बड़े केसेस हैं, उनके साथ आप खड़े हो रहे हो, तो आपकी इज्जत बढ़ गई. अब you ask for your child access and you ask for anticipatory bail. These are two different cases. So first things first, you are told, forget the child for some time, focus on not going to jail. इस केस का पता नहीं. In my case, this is what happened, and I can say it with confidence because I have seen it firsthand. The judges suggested to go for counseling again, and before going to the counseling, send some gift to the wife. And you might find it as a joke, but जब मैं वहाँ कोर्ट में था, I couldn't hear it clearly. I thought, thrift to the wife, lift the wife, what is being asked? The advocate highlight it is gift to the wife. And this has not happened once कि randomly किसी एक जज ने. By the way, I'm not naming any judge, not because I don't have any animosity to them. I really hate the kind of orders I have got. But the point is not the judge. The point is the mentality of judiciary system. So what you are trying to do is you are basically telling the husband that child is all alone, trapped in a flat with a maid. Parents are with the police. You are seeking your anticipatory bail. But first, if you want any solution, give gifts to your wife. पुलिस टॉर्चर बाय द वे विल कंटिन्यू. पुलिस विल कीप कॉलिंग यू फॉर इंक्वायरी, क्योंकि अभी तक आपको एंटीसिपेटरी बेल नहीं मिली है, तो पुलिस की कार्रवाई चालू है. इट्स अ फैमिली मैटर, मैरिटल इशू. इट्स बीन 2 years. Police is still inquiring. Police does not take the statement of the husband. Police does not see any proof. But इंक्वायरी चल रही है. हाई कोर्ट एंटीसिपेटरी बिल दे ही रहा है. Obviously, it is about your anticipatory bill, so it is assumed that as a man you will attend the case. One more interesting thing to highlight specifically to the CGI, to the Law Minister, and to the Honorable President, Madam. In most of the cases, you will find these cases are filed in different jurisdiction. लाइक मुंबई का एग्जांपल ना लेके अगर मैं दिल्ली का लूँ, तो आपके ऊपर एक केस दिल्ली में होगा, दूसरा नोएडा में होगा, तीसरा हरियाणा में हो जाएगा, या कहीं कहीं और हो जाएगा. पॉइंट इज बेसिकली frustrate the husband to the extent that he kneels down and starts paying you money. So multiple jurisdiction very common. हजारों husbands पे लग चुका है. In this case, High Court took 2 years to decide whether you should be given anticipatory bail or not. And every single time the High Court will send you for some mediation or some counseling, you can't deny it. मतलब आप ही के bail के लिए तो आपका mediation करवाया जा रहा है. So you can't deny it. And that is how you understand why did a lady from 40 lakhs to 70 lakhs to 1 crore went up to 2 and 3 crores, because that is the kind of confidence we give to women that आप मांग सकते हो ना. अब तो और pressure create हो रहा है. Police will not take statements, as I already highlighted. I am not highlighting details of the criminal case, which I would definitely do. Like in the coming video, I will also highlight the 498 case and DV case, showing my case in particular. However, Panchnama is done. Basically, talashi li jati hai. And during the Panchnama, the husband realizes that all this while, the lockers in the bank were already frozen by the police. FIR is created later. Bank lockers are frozen. Nothing comes out of the bank lockers. The wife says that obviously they have already taken all the gold out of the bank locker. If that is the case, then police was aware. Maybe the police took bribe from the husband. God knows what happened. But I'll highlight in detail, because अगर आपको criminally किसी को फंसाना है तो आपको वो भी सीखना पड़ेगा ना. तो I'll teach you that also, how to frame criminal cases. So this is what is going on. High Court is still not giving anticipatory bail for almost 1.5 2 years. मतलब if I take the whole procedure, it took 2 years to for the anticipatory bail decision to come. Now, funny thing is, uh, police inquiry is going on. High Court is not giving anticipatory bail. In between, The police goes and files a charge sheet in the कोर्ट. चार्जशीट यानी पुलिस की कार्रवाई खत्म हो गई. और यहां पे जो इंटरेस्टिंग चीज हुई थी, पंचनामा इन द बैंक जहां पे लॉकर फ्रीज हो गए. हियर अगेन द हस्बैंड इज पब्लिकली ह्यूमिलिएटेड, अब्यूज्ड एंड असॉल्टेड इन फ्रंट ऑफ एवरीवन. द हस्बैंड फाइल्स अ कंप्लेंट टू द बैंक सेइंग दैट एक तो आपने हमारे लॉकर फ्रीज कर दिए बिना हमें बताए, मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली आप हमें सीसीटीवी फुटेज का एक्सेस दीजिए बिकॉज वी वांट टू शो इट टू द कोर्ट. द पुलिस टेल्स द बैंक नॉट टू गिव द सीसीटीवी footage access. Final counseling happens where the High Court uh, lawyer says to the judge, saying that the wife is not available, she doesn't have time to come. In the very same month, the wife uploads a video of her dancing in a late night party. In the High Court, wife doesn't have time, she's a single lady working on the child. On social media, she's dancing with friends with the title Making the Boys Groom Like Us. Finally, the police files the charge sheet. High Court says anticipatory bail now not required. So you are free. You got tortured for 2 years, but you are told two things. Number one, congratulations, you were not jailed. And number two, don't think that things are done yet. You have just got anticipatory bail. Now the case will actually start. So ये जो सेशन कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट का झमेला था, इससे अब आगे बढ़ेंगे. एंड नाउ यू विल गो टू द मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट जहां पे आपका 498 का केस एक्चुअली चलेगा. सो दिस इज द नेक्स्ट लिटिगेशन. नया लॉयर ढूंढिए बिकॉज द हाई कोर्ट लॉयर डजंट प्रैक्टिस इन द मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट. सो यहां से निकले वहां पे जाके अटके. ओवरऑल कहानी, अगर आप अभी तक जिंदा हो मेरे साथ, आई एम सॉरी दैट द वीडियो इज बिकम सो लॉन्ग. टॉर्चर अभी सिर्फ 50% हुआ है. अभी तक मरने की कगार पे कोई नहीं आया है. सो विल कीप द टॉर्चर ऑन. कहानी के 4 साल बीत चुके. द हस्बैंड हैज ऑलरेडी विजिटेड 4 कोर्ट्स, 20 जजेस, 50 times he has appeared in multiple courts, and he has already dealt with more than 50 lawyers. If you want your child, that's the sacrifice this requires. Of course, if you are working, you will lose your job. If you have a business, the business will shut down. Your child, you will not get the child, and you will not have dignity in society, come what may. During this process, the wife or any family member of the wife can publicly humiliate you, send messages commenting on these criminal cases publicly. This is allowed by the police. You go to the High Court for child access. हाई कोर्ट के पास टाइम नहीं है, पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर के पास टाइम नहीं है, वाइफ के पास टाइम नहीं है. आप मीडिएशंस करते रहो और ये चल रहा है. टू गिव यू अ सेंस ऑफ थिंग्स, द हाई कोर्ट केस for criminal charges was not now required because anticipatory bail has been given. But the child access is still there in the High Court, pending from 3.5 years. हाउ डज द हाई कोर्ट ट्रीट यू व्हेन इट कम्स टू चाइल्ड मैटर्स? फैमिली कोर्ट का तो आपने देख लिया जो देखना था. हाई कोर्ट के केस में ऐसा हो जाता है कि अब फैमिली कोर्ट ने आपको इंटरिम एक्सेस दे दिया था 3 घंटे का. सो फैमिली कोर्ट अब धीमी गति से चलेगा क्योंकि बहुत फास्ट उन्होंने 1 साल में आपको इंटरिम एक्सेस दे दिया. अब धीमी गति से फैमिली कोर्ट चलेगा. आप हाई कोर्ट में जाएंगे. हाई कोर्ट में जब जाएंगे तब आप जब भी कोई फैमिली में फेस्टिवल आएगा, स्पेशल डे आएगा, आपके पास बच्चा है नहीं, तो आप हाई कोर्ट के पास जाएंगे कि यार हमें बच्चा चाहिए. दीज आर screenshots of actual orders that the High Court has passed. Learned counsel appearing for the respondent wife, as usual, adopted a very fair stand and has agreed to grant access for so and so date. As usual, very fair. The judge never met, never heard any arguments, never saw any proofs. And this is the order that is typed. Second order, a limited prayer is made to allow the daughter of the parties to meet the petitioner husband tomorrow on the eve of Gudi Padwa for 2 hours. Learned counsel for the respondent number 2 is fair enough to accede to this request. गुड़ी पाड़वा, होली, दिवाली, क्रिसमस, किसी भी फेस्टिवल में या तो आप फैमिली कोर्ट या हाई कोर्ट बार बार जाएंगे. जस्ट इमेजिन द अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम दिस हस्बैंड इज वेस्टिंग ऑफ द ऑनरेबल कोर्ट्स टू स्पेंड टाइम विद द डॉटर. आई थिंक whether you make any special commission for men or not, you should make a commission to convince men that why are they not immediately dying. They should not live and they should forget the child in the first place. Interestingly, in all these litigations, the say of the wife is very important. So, in the family court, with the police, with the high court, with the district court, with the high court, in the 498 case, everywhere the wife keep replying to all the allegations to tighten the thing. However, in the family court, where you are supposed to actually reply that what is your stand about the daughter and the father, the wife takes more than 1.5 years to file a written reply. As per Supreme Court guidelines, the maximum tenure is 30 days, extended up to 90 days in case of emergencies. In this case, it took 1.5 years and the family court still allowed it. In between, you also file another. अब ये actual litigation नहीं है, ये एक छोटा litigation है इसी का. You file an interim application that the child is going through a lot of trauma. Can you interview the child? The High Court says that this interim application cannot be taken because we don't want kids to come to the courts. If the wife files such kind of thing, the child is dragged to the court. The husband cannot get the child. In many orders, this is highlighted that too much access is already given to the father. So that when the family court will finally decide, the family court will read the High Court orders that too much access is already given. I am falling short of the page, but अभी तक torture खत्म नहीं हुआ. These are actual photographs. These are the parents of the husband. On the left hand side, what you see, this door, this is the police station. यहाँ पास में ही है. On a normal Sunday, this police station has 18 chairs, but the father and mother are asked to stand out in harsh sunlight because they are accused. As per the police, they are not allowed to sit. After paying some support fees, they are allowed to sit where you are seeing them right now. To give it to on record, most of these cases which are more than a decade old, the parents are already 60 or 70 years old. In this case, the father is a heart attack patient, the father is a stage 3 cancer patient, the mother has thyroid and high blood pressure. In the first photo, they are sitting outside the police station where they were called for by the police to unnecessarily humiliate them for 3 months. After that, they got the anticipatory bail from the session court, and after that, for 2 months, they were supposed to come to the magistrate court and sit there because the judge was very busy. So जब आपका केस लगेगा आप जाके वहां बैठेंगे, बट जज साहब के पास समय नहीं था, तो आज आपका केस नहीं सुना जाएगा, अब फिर अगली बार आपको अगली डेट दी जाएगी. So this is the situation. In between, uh, the mother does a very good thing. The mother removes the SIM card out of the child's phone, so the child can call the father on a Sunday via a WhatsApp call. But in between, if the child, because it's been 4 years now, the child is also growing. बच्चे बड़े हो रहे हैं, बच्चे भी स्मार्ट होते हैं. सो अब ये स्मार्ट बच्चे कहीं गलती से फोन उठा के कॉल ना कर दे बाप को, तो बॉन्डिंग हो जाएगा फादर डॉटर का. सो व्हाट डू वी रिमूव द सिम कार्ड एंड द फोन इज गिवन टू द maid. So in this case, the child is supposed to do her homework judiciously, follow etiquettes, be very disciplined, and show it to the maid. And then the maid will approve it and give the phone as a reward कि ले अब अपने बाप से बात कर सकती है. Understand whatever you understand out of this. Now, what would the High Court do? This is where things go for a toss. In all these litigations, one fine day, the father realizes that there is a pedophile in the society. There is somebody who is unnecessary harming their daughter, trying to be unnecessary too much friendly. The father immediately runs to the police, the lawyers. All they suggest is थोड़ा सा पैसा खर्च कीजिए जनाब, एक पॉक्सो का केस लगा दीजिए. Pokso means as a father you are saying that somebody has done something bad with your own daughter and now you have to drag your daughter in the courts. You might think I am exaggerating, but Honorable President Madam, there are more than 100 POXO cases filed in all the big courts of India every month. Most of them are quashed and rejected by the courts. But see the amount of time that is wasted by using such a heinous crime in the name of the father or the grandfather or somebody in the society. In this case, the father has this issue that the daughter is being harmed. The father goes to the High Court. The High Court says that right now vacation is coming up. We will hear your case after the vacation. The video has gone very lengthy, but let me repeat. The High Court says, come after vacation and we will listen to your complaint that your daughter is getting physically harmed by someone in the society. The husband also highlights that vacation is not just for the court, it is also for the daughter. So the daughter has requested, Papa, it's been 2-3 years, you have not met me during vacation. for a significant amount of time. Only on Sundays you are meeting me. I this time want at least to spend 1 month with you during the vacation. As a father, can you do this? And the father can't reply back, कि बेटा this is what I am fighting in the society for. So the father goes to the high court and says कि एक तो सोसाइटी में जनाब प्रॉब्लम हो रही है और एक महीने भर का एक्सेस हमें चाहिए. The judge says if you really want it, get another lawyer, because उस वक्त ऐसा हो गया था that the current lawyer was on a video conference call and the judge was not comfortable. The judge says आप दूसरा lawyer लेके आओ but आओ vacation के बाद. Due to some magic that the husband knows, the case gets listed again before the vacation. What magic I don't know, but God's grace, the case gets listed. The first thing that the wife says to the court, and by the way, whenever I'm saying that the wife says, the wife says, the wife is not saying to the court. It is the lawyer of the wife, because the wife doesn't come to the court. For the first 6 months, the wife comes to the family court. After that, from the last 4 years, the wife has not come. It is the lawyers who are representing and the lawyers who are playing this. Husband is of course expected to come. अगर आपको अपनी bail चाहिए तो court में तो आओगे ना यार. So that is the situation. So the wife comes and says this. The wife simply says that I have no money for any more litigations. I have no money to even feed the child. And this pathetic father is unnecessarily dragging the case everywhere and saying pedophile and all of this. I am already telling the father that I'll give you 7 days access of the daughter. Why don't you satisfy yourself with 7 days? The father simply says, I am okay with 2 days out of 7. Doesn't matter. But the daughter is demanding 1 month. If you disagree, interview the daughter. Now the High Court is in dilemma. So how does the High Court decides? The High Court says, first things first, dear husband, how much money will you pay? This is the case. It's about child custody and child access, nothing to do with money. This is the case. This is the case wherein you are a 498 criminal. Here money is an element. Here money is not an element. But here the High Court says, as per the judge's discretion, how much money will you pay? The father says, why am I supposed to pay money? And in case if the issue is that the woman cannot afford litigations and the woman can't even feed the child, let's do one more thing. Let's check the financial records of both the husband and wife. And if the wife does not earn more than 4 times the husband, then let the husband pay. The Honorable High Court judge says, shut up, and says, कितने पैसे देगा? And finally, the judge comments that this time you have got another lawyer. If you can't afford another lawyer, then definitely you can afford to pay extra money. What's the harm with that? And this is what the judgment comes. The father will be given 10 days access instead of 7, and for the 10 days access, he will have to pay a sum of rupees 1 lakh to the wife. 3 days extra access, 1 lakh rupees. 33,333 rupees per day to give happiness of vacation to the child. High Court decision. Absolutely okay. I don't think 1 lakh is a big amount. There are people who are paying way more amounts, and you buckle up. But you are already very sad that too many litigations, no money to feed the child. What if the wife is not able to take care of the child enough? Should I be paying more money? Should I be paying less money? This is what the husband thinks. During the same time, when he goes to social media, this is what he sees. On the left hand side, or the first screenshot is, by consent of the parties, the following order is passed. The petitioner will pay a sum of rupees 1 lakh in the account of the respondent number 2. And for this, initially 48 hours were given. Then on request, 5 days were given, that within 5 days pay 1 lakh rupees. So that you get the daughter. You get the daughter for 10 days, 1st May 2025 to 10th May 2025. Exact timings are written in the order. From where to pick up the child. The father will pick up the child. The father has to drop the child by 6 p.m. Here the father has to, all of this is written. The other two screenshots, the mother is enjoying vacation in Ladakh around the same time. Another screenshot, March the same year, the mother ends up buying the brand new Skoda car. Now, one thought definitely comes is, why are you acting so sadist, yaar? If the lady is educated, earning, working, more power to her. What about the 1 lakh? What about this argument that we can't even feed the child? You have to see what drama goes outside the court and inside the court. If the lady says that I don't have time, I'm a single mother and I have to work 24 by 7 now, and I have been thrown out of the house along with my child, and then she uploads a video dancing in a club late in the night, then here is the question: is the judiciary blind? All these things are already shown in courts. Nobody cares. Sorry, the torture is not yet done. Quick revision. We were on this page. We were talking about family code. We were talking about 498. But you forgot. In the basic package, apart from 498, there is a third more important case so that you get monthly installments. So this 1 lakh rupees is not demanded by the wife. This 1 lakh rupees is actually demanded by the lawyer. Why is this demanded? So that a new case can be filed on you, which is the case for domestic violence. So you will again have a domestic violence case in the session court. So I hope you understand how many litigations and how many torture the man has to face. In the domestic violence case, the fees is of course 1 lakh rupees for the lawyer to file, and who paid the 1 lakh rupees? The husband to the lady's lawyer, so that the husband again can come in domestic violence. Number two, this is not just the lawyer's fees. As I said, it is a revenge on the husband. Number three, 498 case is filed in a different jurisdiction. Domestic violence is filed in a different court, so that maximum impact can be made. This is a common practice in law. Number four, this is a fresh new case, so you will have to pay money in this separately. This is nothing to do with alimony, this has nothing to do with 498. Domestic violence, this is a separate case. Now, more importantly, how do you create pressure? Because यहाँ पे ना मजा नहीं आ रहा था. Like when you went to the police and when you went to the high court, what happened was the parents were only involved. So the husband was not giving money, the husband was not even committing suicide. So what do? You involve the husband, the father, the mother, the younger sister, the elder sister, the jijaji, and the female colleague that we are talking about. Let's involve her also. So we will file domestic violence on 7 people. As per the Supreme Court guidelines, domestic violence can be filed if you are in a domestic relationship. It's been decade of cheating the husband. It's been 3 years that the wife has ran away from the house, and now domestic violence is filed on these 7 people. I would also like to highlight that there are certain judges who still use common sense and they are very human oriented. I would not say that the judges are bad, but all the judges are overworked. They are now broken because of the amount of cases that they are handling. In this case, luckily, the judge understands that dal mein kala nahi, dal hi kali. The judge removes the sisters, the jijaji, the colleagues, the friends, everybody from the case. But the judge says that at least for a domestic violence case to stand, the husband and the 70-year-old parents should be part of the domestic violence case. Once the interim will be decided, some money might get allocated to a wife who cannot even afford to eat food, but outside on social media is affording parties worth 10,000, Ladakh trip worth lakhs, and cars worth tens of lakhs. You might say that, dear Atul, ऐसा नहीं होता. If you show all these proofs, maybe the maintenance will not be decided. The answer to that is, dear sir, dear madam, nothing to do with merit of the case. It is to do with the mahal and the bench and the judge who is listening to the matter. This is how you torture the husband with one more litigation. And if you are listening to this story thinking, बच्चे का क्या हुआ? I mean, I will give you the answer which the High Court judge once asked to the husband in front of me. And the High Court judge said this with complete innocence, like there is no torture, there is no कुछ negative नहीं था. High Court judge very प्यार से asked, बच्चे को बाप की क्या जरूरत है? Why does a child need a father? I personally know the person involved in this case. He's a very confident guy. Like, he's a badass guy. But there are times you get shocked and you can't reply. How do you reply or convince within 30 seconds in front of an open court to a high court judge कि बच्चे को बाप क्यों चाहिए? By the way, sorry. अभी तक कहानी is not that bad यार. You are saying Himanshu, so many things going on. You are saying, Atul, there are so many proofs that you have to highlight. Then why don't you go and file a case? There are so many remedies available. I have seen in social media so many lawyers saying कि आप ये file कर सकते हो, वो file कर सकते हो. As a husband, you have this kind of right. You have rights. During the 498 case, the husband gave all the proof to the police. Police threw them off. Then the husband went to the DCP, deputy. Then he went to the ACP. Then he went to the CP, which is police commissioner. The proofs still were not recorded in the case. Then what you can do is you file a new case. It's called a private complaint in the magistrate court. Don't worry, we'll fill all of this because torture abhi baki hai. So this is the magistrate case. प्राइवेट कंप्लेंट फाइल कीजिए, उसको मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट 1 साल तक खींचेगा बिकॉज हस्बैंड्स की प्राइवेट कंप्लेंट अगेंस्ट द वाइफ्स टू जस्ट फाइल एन एफआईआर इज जस्ट टू मच ऑफ एन आस्किंग. तो ये फाइल नहीं होगी. सेकंड, देन द मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट आफ्टर 1.5 year will reject this. So you need to start a new litigation to go to the session court. And don't confuse, this session court was for your anticipatory bail, which you can't get because your parents were involved. So parents were given, your bill was rejected. This session court is related to your private complaint, which you want to just file an FIR. तो ये उसके लिए है. But the problem is you were busy with all of this. And वो जो tantra mantra was thrown na on your family. So your father is a stage 3 cancer patient. So unfortunately, you are late in this session court to file the case. So now there are two cases. One is your original case. Second is another case called delay condonation. That should this case be allowed or not, you will have another case. So total these many number of cases will be there. So you go challenge into the session court. Session court takes another 1 year to decide whether delay should be allowed or not. Finally, the husband simply says कि बाप को स्टेज 3 कैंसर हो गया था. Sorry my lord, I could not come on time. Luckily, here also the judge had some humanity inside his heart. He allowed the delay condonation after 1 year. But as per the process, since it is a delayed case, you are supposed to pay money to the people against who you are filing, which means that the wife, the family members, and all the people who were involved in 2018, 19, 20 have to be paid a sum of rupees 1000 each so that your case can proceed ahead. One another good news that I need to highlight is from the magistrate court in the domestic violence case. Everybody apart from Atul and his parents were removed of the case. Like the judge understood that friends and family has nothing to do with this because the friends and family were not even in the city. Some of them were not even in the country. And you'll find thousands of cases where people not even in the country. I have criminal cases that they were doing some crime inside the country. So take it the way you want it. So where are we now? We are in the last leg. If you have still watched this video, I'm extremely thankful. I know more than 1 hour video who watches on social media nowadays. But आपने सुना पढ़ा बहुत बढ़िया धन्यवाद. Where are we now? We are here. I can ask the husband to file a civil suit against the people because section 497, which is about infidelity and adultery, has been decriminalized. So they will file a civil suit. Another case, this civil suit will go in the civil court, then the high court, then the Supreme Court. So sorry, but there is no space left. So again, civil court, high court, Supreme Court can't be done. If you still want the child, like if you have not given upon the child and the child has not given upon you, you can go to the Supreme Court because High Court from 2.5 years is deciding whether an extra access should be given or not. You can go to the Supreme Court. Third, whenever you go to a place where the mother wants you to come. If it is an unsafe space for the father has to still go. बच्चा चाहिए ना तुमको तो जाना पड़ेगा. The daughter is still struggling on a daily basis, but the good news is that the daughter now has a dog. So apart from a maid, there is a dog in the house to take care of. So the mother is really good. Uh, More importantly, in the domestic violence case, all your assets, your parents' assets, and your grandparents' assets will now be calculated. So start figuring out because all of that is what is demanded by the lady in the case. You start thinking like a criminal because अब इतने सारे criminal cases हो गए तो आप अपने आप को criminal मान लेते हो. The fun part is All of this was to give a small child the happiness of having both a father and a mother, something that was promised by both the parties in front of a doctor in a hospital, that no matter what, we would not compromise the life of a child. This is what the father claims. From the day the child is born till today, for every single week, he can show you evidence the kind of bond the child and the father has. The child's interview petition is pending in the Honorable High Court from last 2 years, but the High Court will not do an independent interview of the child. In all of this, the child pays the price and the father can't do anything. The parents pay the price, the father can't do anything. All you have to do is either sell off everything that you have earned in your life, rip yourself off of the dignity that you have earned, or die. This is how you kill a person. In case if you are interested in saving the person, and in case anybody from the team of the Chief Justice of India, Honorable President Madam, or the Law Minister is still watching this video, I would highlight simple things that you can do in just 1 hour, and all this crap will go out of a decaying system in a few days. I am talking out of inexperience, but I am fairly confident as a human being that this would work. If the judiciary is interested in justice, these are the things you can do. Point number one, ask yourself before giving any order, is this in the child's best interest? If you are giving any custody or access order, highlight why are you giving less than 50% access to one parent compared to the other, and how would it benefit the child? If a judge does not write this in the order, this order should become invalid. As simple as that. Make the judge think about his responsibility before he writes the order. Number two, if the Supreme Court guideline is not followed either by the police or a lower court judge, that order should be cancelled immediately. Secondly, that person who finalizes that kind of an order should be reprimanded, else nothing would change. Number three, if there are any fake cases of rape, harassment, POXO filed by women on men, or vice versa, at the end of the case, if the judge realizes that it was a fake case, then the judge in the case itself should decide what is the price that the culprit will pay. Sorry if you did not understand, आसान शब्दों में समझा देता हूँ. If there's a rape case filed on you, you have to fight it out and you have to say that you are not the culprit that the lady is talking about. Then the case settles. The lady will not be reprimanded. The lady does not need to pay anything. If you want to get justice, you have to file another case. So then the Janta is asking that why there are 5 crore cases in the judiciary? Because for every case, 10 new cases are filed. Same case, same merits, same evidences, same testimonies, but 10 new cases. Number four, uh, if you are passing an order where you are rejecting bail of a candidate, or whether you are reducing the amount of access the father has of the child or the mother has of the child, clearly the judge will have to give a reason why. If that is not given, the judge should be with immediate effect removed from his position, because you are going against the basic Article 21, the right to life, liberty, and dignity of a human being. Number five, court recordings are not allowed to be taken by civilians. I strongly feel that I should have the right to ask the honorable court that record this video, because when my child grows up, she sees what happened in the court. Number six, if counselors are not doing a great job, there is no review mechanism of counselors. There is no rating, there is no review. All the counselor does is listens to the husband, listens to the wife, calls the husband and says, "ये जो भी बोल रही है मान जा, नहीं मानेगा, counseling failed." This is the job of a counselor. Number seven, if there is any form of bribery, I specifically did not discuss anything related to police brutality. That's a separate 1 hour video of how should you manage the police. In my case, it was managed. I will teach you how any kind of atrocity was done by me and how it was done. I'll highlight that to you. In any case of bribery, why is the anti-corruption cell of the police or the judges not taking action? If they're not taking action, then I would humbly request the law minister, let's publish the rates. कितना पैसा खिलाना पड़ेगा? Because people are taken for a ride. Number 8, why lawyers aren't punished? Now, every lawyer, we always say that the lady is wrong, the lady is wrong, the lady is wrong. End of the day, the lawyer is twisting the case. And after looking at all the proof, you don't need to go to a judge. A lawyer understands what's going on. If he still intends to twist the case, the lawyer also should be penalized. Point number 9, uh, equal custody should be default if the judge is confused. If the judge doesn't know who is right and who is wrong, the answer is equal custody. The moment you do that, at least you secure the childhood of a small kid. Of course, it can be challenged. Number 10, stop this drama. Going to a dozen different litigations for the same case, specifically for the father. If this is not stopped, I am guaranteeing more people will die. Number 11, father can be asked to pay money for the child's upbringing, and I think it is fair. But then why father is not allowed to meet the child? Why father is not given any kind of updates about the child's growth? If there are rights, responsibilities, there are duties. Then there are certain remedies also. There are certain reliefs also. Here is a question that I genuinely want the Chief Justice of India to ask every single judge. If a father has one phone call with a child on a daily basis, what harm will that do to the childhood of a child? आप अगर एक phone call भी allow नहीं कर रहे, what kind of humanity are we showing? If judiciary is interested in justice, apart from these 11 points, I have 9 more points to make it 20. First, I am personally ready to fight my case for 40 years. But the judiciary needs to tell me that once I prove the judiciary that I am right, what is the remedy will I get? Will the other person be made to pay for all the hassle that I have gone through? If not, then what's the sense of judiciary? Second, every 6 months, a child should be interviewed, either in the school or by an NGO or by a third party. It will help in two ways. One, you will understand whether the child really needs the father or the mother or anybody for that matter. Second, the mental health of the child. End of the day, the family court's responsibility is to secure family values. I don't see that happening. And I'm sure most of the parents who do not get enough access will happily pay for this interview also. Number three, why don't we bother about these 5 crore cases or 15-20 lakhs cases, especially for family matters? The High Court and Supreme Court should publish a game plan of how these cases will be tackled. I am not bothered about the cases on businessmen, on politicians, on news and media. Let those cases have a very low priority. But let a middle class man enjoy safe family values in his own country. Number 4, why interim can't be decided in 15 to 30 days, whether it is interim anticipatory bail or whether it is interim access of the child. Why does the family court require 1 year in deciding? The more the courts will take time to decide on custody matters, the more alienation of parenting will happen in the courts. If more alienation will happen, how are we securing the childhood of any kid in this country? Number 5, why giving money is an answer to any form of criminal charge, rape, domestic violence. I personally feel that if there is a rape charge and it is proven that the person is a rapist, hang him to death. And I'm not saying out of any animosity, I'm talking about pure logic. If I do any form of violence on a lady and I can pay money and come out of it, a person of such sick mind would want to pay money again and again and do the same crime. And that is why you see so many criminal cases. So, two ways. One, if the culprit is there, not just monetary fine, he should be imprisoned. If the person is not the culprit, then the party filing the fake case should be given punitive damages, should be given imprisonment. Unless that is done, until that is done, you will not find these cases reducing anytime soon. Number 6 or number 17, as per our logic, uh, why are there not clear guidelines on marital disputes? One court says that if wife working, no need to pay maintenance. The other court says no, still maintenance has to be paid. One court says if the wife is in a relationship with somebody outside, then she's not even a wife. Don't pay maintenance. Other court says a few flings and affections and some cupid stuff is allowed. So where is the guidelines? How do we survive in a country where we don't even know how to survive? I strongly feel Supreme Court should now give strict guidelines which should be as powerful as the law. Junior court judges are never questioned why a certain order was passed. Here is a question. If the Supreme Court has an issue that we have become a bail court, before giving the bail, ask the junior judge, why was the bail rejected? Why are details not there in the order? If two judges, once rejects the bail and one will approve the bail or give the bail, why is there a difference? Justice has to be the same. Is the one giving bail more senior, more educated than the junior one? I don't know. Why family members giving false testimonials are not penalized? I need to highlight that the case that I discussed, there are clear messages from the parents, from the siblings, from the relatives, of which I have not highlighted in these screenshots. All of them have given fake testimonies, fake evidences in front of the police so that the case can be filed. Who would pay a price for this? I can even highlight that whatever issues the woman actually had are recorded in a 7-hour audio. That 7 hours audio is already submitted to the court. After that, the domestic violence was filed. So you can understand the level of courage women and women lawyers have in the court. Why isn't the complete picture compulsory? You go for asking for anticipatory bail and you say that it is a family matter. The judge says, please don't talk about your family matter here. We are only talking about the anticipatory bail. You go for a domestic violence and you say that I have already got a anticipatory bail in 498 case, and every charge already written in 498 is just repeated in domestic violence. This is called double jeopardy. It should not be allowed. The judge says, don't talk about that case. That is not my case. So end of day, the same victim, the same culprit will go through 20 different litigations in front of 20 different judges. This is the most lousy way of executing justice in our country. So, this is where we stand. Make whatever you understand from this. The conclusion is very simple. I haven't covered everything. I haven't specifically covered police brutality, and I haven't covered how domestic violence and 498 cases are framed. I will cover them in the next coming videos. There are several scenarios where POXO is used. In my personal experience, POXO was not used, so I cannot highlight it. But I have seen enough number of cases where it is misused. Number three, bribes, police brutality. Even if you complain at the commissioner level, no action is taken, and this is a very big issue because the middleman is understanding how the system is corrupted. More importantly, I don't know whether the ones who are the wrongdoers in this case should be named publicly or not. And by the way, I am nowhere justifying the husband. As I said, there is a 7 hours recording which has 6 hours of allegations made on the husband first, so that he tries to not highlight the things that has happened with him. The husband replies for the 6 hours, and then 1 hour is given to the husband to talk. I'm not uploading this 7 hours audio as yet, not because I don't want to. I would love to upload it. The problem is, apart from the adventure sports of the lady, several other characters are also discussed in the audio, and I think it will not be fair to upload it right away. But if need be, I will do that also. You ask yourself, what really is marriage then? What is the option left? There is no option left, and that is why men are dying. And finally, I would like to genuinely request to the Law Minister and to the Chief Justice of India, start capturing data on the amount of impact our judicial system has on the lives of children. I have forgotten the number of times my daughter has cried in front of me. I have forgotten the number of times I have seen the drama in family court of other families where the lady says, I don't feel safe to give the child. Let the child be dragged to the court or police station if the father really wants to meet. Interview these children, see their mental health, and you will realize what kind of pandemic we are staying in. I hope this video reaches the right candidates. If it doesn't, we will try harder. No other option. Thank you so much for being with me for this video. Sorry for taking so much time, and I hope India will soon have better families, better kids, better men.